Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have quite a few different game announcements, some big brand new games coming out, some brand new actual informations, some reviews, and a lot of other various things coming out here too as well, where I'm actually pretty excited to go talk to you guys about. It's also been a little bit on the weirder side too when it comes to all these videos, because we haven't had so many major big topics. We may go and take a little bit of a filler and a few days off maybe on YouTube to kind of give a nice little reset and rearrange our studio in case you guys are curious, or in case I don't upload for a little bit. Be on the lookout for that one. But as well, we have some kind of cool news. We actually have some gaming news. We have some new stuff coming, so let's go talk about it. So if you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below, with the Target Amazon links down below, and leave a like and your thoughts all down below just in case you guys want to. So once again, this video just got a lot of like little random little stories over here, but all kind of good. So very first and foremost, we've actually now been seeing confirmations in the past like 2 days or so that Microsoft 100% is not going to be on the E3 2023 show. Now I want to bring this up again because number one, that's kind of a big thing because it does kind of seem like these big gaming industries are kind of just more on the lookout to say, whatever, we're going to do our own event, not worry about stuff, and kind of just exist, which I, in my all honest opinion, I actually don't mind that at all. But as well, it's kind of intriguing to go and see that just basically they're just done. Like E3's done, so we still have seen places like Ubisoft, etc., that do want to go and present, but I don't think they really need them at the end of the day. We actually have had a chance to go and see both Nintendo and Microsoft, and obviously Sony themselves is not going. But when it comes to this one, they keep saying Microsoft won't be on the show floor. We can't wait to host our own Xbox game showcase on June 11th, which is basically also competing with them as well, and we'll share more details later. So it's almost kind of funny that they're just saying we don't even want to deal with E3, don't want to hear about them, we're on our own path going over here too. They're saying we're also looking forward to co-streaming our event as part of E3 Digital, and will not be at the E3 show floor. So it looks like they have at least like some sort of involvement, but I do think like them being in person was always a really big defining factor of like what it was, how it vibes, and everything in between. And it's kind of sad to see that Xbox is kind of moving off, but at the same time, I think most people kind of gave up at E3. So questions about Microsoft's E3 2023 presence began circulating at the start of February, and IGN reported that the company, alongside Sony and Nintendo, would not have a presence on the show floor. There is some hope that Microsoft would still be at the event after the company announced it would stream a dedicated Starfield showcase on June 11th, the same day as E3's Digital Week kicks off. So Microsoft actually decided to go skip the in-person event of that one too, and said it would not be the event at all, and then Sony has not yet to state it, but we could probably assume it's not going to be there. So the absence of even one console manufacturer from the E3 show floor is a significant blow to the Entertainment Software Association. The show has lost much of its shine since 2019, when the ESA inadvertently leaked the contact information of more than 2,000 journalists, analysts, and content creators, and basically people have not been happy, and things like the Summer Game Fest from Jeff Keighley have been taking a little bit more information. Although, at the same time, though, we've also been seeing even some kind of more sadder news when it comes to Xbox. I think the press thing's not as bad, but it did kind of seem like Diablo is actually not going to be on Xbox Game Pass. So we do know the actual event itself, you know, the actual, like, I guess, acquisition of it itself, the big event of it, is still not finalized, and I guess that kind of makes sense. We probably would assume that, let's say, Diablo 4 would maybe be on Game Pass, and that's kind of why I wouldn't be that opposed of a Game Pass deal if they would be able to go put games such as, like, say, Diablo 4 on Game Pass. I'd be kind of down with that. Although, since the deal is actually not fully gone through so far, and Diablo 4 is probably have its open betas pretty soon, I don't think it's going to be on Xbox Game Pass, which stinks. But actually, I'm kind of curious for you guys. Are you guys hyped up for any of these games I'm going to talk about, or Diablo? I've actually been a big Diablo fan. I always like these types of, like, top-down ARPGs a lot, but I'm not sure how much you guys like in general. So basically, we did go and know that this game will be launching in June, but not on Xbox Game Pass, and I'm sure even if the deal, which I highly doubt it will be done by June, if even it was, I don't think it actually would even show up. So basically on Twitter, the general manager at Rod Ferguson's addressed questions about the game's release status and said that there were currently no plans to put it on the subscription service, which will be on the Saturday news. It's a question worth asking as it ties back to Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard, and in 2022, Xbox chief Phil Spencer made it clear that should the merger go through, the publisher's titles like Overwatch 2 and a future Call of Duty game would eventually end up on Game Pass. With Diablo 4 currently on the table for the service, it means you might have to go pay $70 for Diablo, which kind of leads into kind of like a sadder topic both on E3 but as well on this, where I'm just kind of sad. I'm going to pay $70 for this one. Like, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, this is kind of like one of the rare times I kind of wish the deal would already be gone through. Number one, so we don't have to talk about it. But number two as well, just we know it's good and going on, and that's kind of true. So basically, Game Pass isn't what Diablo needs at the moment. So basically, for years, Xbox has released high-profile third-party games on Game Pass the same day as their retail releases, but even as it's done so, and Spencer has called it a profitable part of Microsoft's business, it also helps with game sales, recent numbers also show they aren't usually equal. So, based on the past February, a UK regulator looking at the Microsoft service found that games tend to suffer when Game Pass is thrown into the equation. At the same time, too, as well as found that the sales of a title will fall 12 months following their addition to Game Pass. So basically, it's been kind of weird because like Diablo's been kind of all over the place. It's been the first fully new entry in the series in over a decade. Like Diablo 3 will be quite some time. Towards the end of 2022, reports allege that developers working on the RPGs aren't fully proud of the final product, and this actually might even be worse, like if they're not fully happy with the game if it didn't show up over here. So you guys can go and see. It's awesome seeing the excitement around the Diablo 4 beta and our Wolfpack puppy. We've been getting some questions about D4 on Game Pass. I want to let you know that we have no plans for that. So see you in Sanctuary during the beta access, which I'm hyped up for in this next upcoming few weeks. Now, some other kind of big news over here is that the new Diehack game, this might be a little bit more niche, but I love the Diehack games, and I actually played a lot of these when I was a kid. Like, these are actually, I think, worth a lot of money too as well, randomly enough, is actually confirmed to be in development over here by CyberConnect 2. So just in case you guys are curious, CyberConnect CEO Hiroshi Matsuyama, on the 20th anniversary of Diehack, which was actually a really cool anime show I grew up on myself, special event held recently. In the video interview, Matsuya confirmed that a new Diehack game is in development, though didn't specify whether it will be a full-fledged release or just a mobile game. I'm going to hope it's going to be a proper, like, legit RPG type of game. I think it's a little bit on the underrated side, and not many folks actually really have a chance to check out the games. I think they're actually really niche here in America, and I would love to see more of these just in general. As well, also multiple people have said that Matsuya has not confirmed, though, as well as not fully in development, but they base this on the translations, too, so like they're kind of assuming there's something in the work, and they're kind of working on this type of stuff, too. So I said there might have been a joke, too, as well, but sometimes people also joke and allude towards it whenever it comes out, or like they actually are working on it, they just don't want to talk about it, so keep that in mind, but it's always nice to go and see. Now, as well, Dead Island 2, funny enough, has also been kind of coming out on reviews, which is kind of one of the next bigger AAA type style games coming out, and so far, everyone's been saying it's actually pretty good and pretty solid. So if you guys want to go check out Dead Island, I think there's been a little bit of gameplay and a little bit of like early like trailers and all that stuff too as well, which I think is very, very nice. So for those worried about needing any backstory going to Dead Island 2, thankfully you don't have to worry about that. Just an easy game to pop on and play. And as well, they also have cool stuff like Easter eggs. They want to have cool stuff in the map. And so far, like I said, a lot of these impressions that like reviewers and gamers have had so far have been overall been pretty happy with it. A lot of folks have been saying it's actually been a pretty good game as well. So we'll probably get a lot more details, a lot more information and leaks in the very near future. So be on the lookout for that. Now, we've also had some bigger things too when it comes to also The Last of Us, where The Last of Us is actually going to be trying their best to go and utilizing everything for the, elements of the series. They want to have this entire world and developer and stuff like that, where basically for this one they're saying, also if you guys have actually watched the last episode of The Last of Us, I have not caught up yet, let me know if you guys have, but they keep on saying they want to go and have even more. They want to keep on pushing on more episodes. They might want to be making season 2 as like a big part 2 things, and they're saying that this basically was a huge enriching experience, and if we ever revisit them and gain form, which remains to be seen, there are definitely elements that I'm going to take from the series that would apply to the games. So it's actually kind of cool to see, like, basically you have the game inspiring the show, and then you have also then the show, once again in that same circle, inspiring the actual next upcoming games. So in case they do The Last of Us multiplayer, or the also Last of Us maybe part 3, if they want to go down that route, it seems very, very cool. So basically they're trying to say, like, they keep on seeing these things, they want to improve it, they want to use all these other various games too as well, with these themes, they want to make sure all these big things like family dynamics and the conflicts with people you love are all basically attached to and attached to as well. Very, very cool. I've actually been very happy with how The Last of Us has been perceived. The IO Interactive 2 as well, basically the guys who made Hitman, which I've actually been playing a little bit on my Twitch stream, been very, very fun for that one, is actually on a hiatus. Although I don't think this is that bad, because I like the Hitman game, sure. But one of the bigger things is that they also had a James Bond game, which I'm very, very hyped up for. They did a very good job on Hitman. They're basically trying to put all their focus on, say, for the Hitman, the James Bond project, as well as they also have other various games too as well. So I'm cool with this. Like, I think they're actually going to do a really good James Bond game. They have not made one in quite some time. I can't even remember one. I played them all the time when I was a kid, and I feel like this IP is very, very neglected when it comes to gaming. And I feel like any company as well, this is probably the company to do it. Like, IO Interactive did very good on Hitman, and will have a very similar vibe for their own game too. So I said right now, a major hit Hitman game, that's a little bit too much of a hiatus. They want to work on other games, but if you like this genre, I do think this James Bond game would probably be good enough to I don't know, kind of hold you over. It's on the very, very similar side too as well. And in case you guys missed it too, Bella Ramsey is confirmed not getting recasted, so she's going to be consistent for the Last of Us show as of the next season. As well, we've also seen a lot of folks saying that she finally had a chance to go check out the game, have her thoughts and feedback on it, and as well, I'm going to be very excited to go and see her kind of age up to The Last of Us Part 2, because I feel like the ages will probably make a lot of sense for that. So a lot of cool little sporadic gaming news, nothing super big or major, but it's always kind of cool to see. And as well, give me your thoughts and comments on any of the games, new games coming out, and everything else in between. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below in case you want to follow. Of course, all the usual site links, and you guys are all awesome.